Hello, my name is Debo Adejana. I'm a real estate entrepreneur and also the MD/CEO of Realty Point Limited. They call us the Sack Your Landlord people. And today, you are with me on Real Estate Business with Debo Adejana. We'll be talking about understanding your target market. Understanding your target market. You see, the whole essence of why we do what we do as entrepreneurs, as business people, is to be able to sell at the end of the day, okay, and make profit in a sustainable manner, isn't it? Yes. So today I'll be talking about how you would understand your target market. Just sharing with you the only 3 markets that there are where you derive your customers from. I'll be right back. You're welcome back. As I said, we'll be talking about understanding your target market. It's so crucial to be able to do this. Why? Because your business won't be sustainable if you cannot sell. Okay? Now, how do you identify your target markets? How do you do that? With your knowledge of your product appeals and market analysis, you should be able to identify your target market. Some other episodes in the future, I'll be talking about market analysis. But today, like I said, I just want to analyze the 3 markets that there are where you can derive your possible customers from. Now, once you are able to identify your target market, it should be such that you can measure them. Because when you are able to measure, it helps you to be able to be more efficient with your resources, the use of your energy and funds, okay? Such that your sales efforts are tailored towards reaching those that you've identified as your target market. With that, you are not going to be overspending on marketing, as it were, and of course, not being efficient with your funds, or underspending and reaching far less than you can reach. I mean, a lot of people will close their eyes and spend any amount of money on marketing. But is that always sustainable? Not really. So how do you achieve the balance? That's what we are talking about today. With your knowledge of product appeals and market analysis, you should be able to do this in a way that is measurable. So for your business to be sustainable, your target market must be sufficiently large enough to sustain your business. And not just that, they must also be reachable. There has to be how you can communicate to them. Otherwise, there is not going to be sales at the end of the day. If you can't reach them, they probably won't be able to reach you, and they won't probably be able to buy from you. Okay, the essence of marketing is to culminate in sales. Okay, so that's very important to know. Now, to the 3 markets that there are, if you want to identify your target market, they can only exist in these 3 markets. When you understand it, then you know what you are looking for next time you are trying to, get or determine who your target market is. Before I discuss the 3 markets, you must realize that the sales structure, the funnel, starts with what we call the world of entities. That's the general population, if you want to say. It is from there that you draw your target market, okay? From the general population, world of entity. You draw your target market. Target market are people that are most likely to buy your product. We've talked about that being measurable. We talked about that being reachable. We've talked about that being sufficiently large enough to sustain your business, okay? Those are other things that we can discuss more extensively at in other episodes. But today, I would just like to talk about the 3 markets where you can find your target market. The number 1 market is the consumer market. The consumer market is one of the markets where you can derive your target markets from. And the consumer market is simply made up of individuals or a group of individuals who would want your products to own it, okay, for their own benefit or use, for their direct benefit or use. They will want to own it for their direct benefit or use. The key word here is that they want to own it to satisfy their own immediate needs, okay? There are individuals or group of individuals who will want to do that. They are the consumer market. That is, they directly use what it is that you are offering. And if you are a housing player, those are people who are looking to buy properties. We call them owner-occupiers, for example. They are buying for the purpose of living in the property. They are the consumer market. They are owner-occupiers. So you will find your target market amongst these people. These are the set of people, for example, who will need, who can, for example, use the NHF loan mortgage, okay, to be able to buy your product, who will need some other mortgage arrangements, some other, the NMLC enabled mortgage refinancing schemes that some of the mortgage banks also utilize these days, or the hybrid of stuff like that. They are the kind of people that would also need maybe a developer's mortgage, instrumental payment will matter to them and all of those. They are buying for self-consumption, self-use, okay? They are buying for occupation, self-occupation. They are your consumer market. And you can find a number of them that will fall into your target market. So, if I'm selling properties around Ikeja area of Lagos State, for example, and let's say the GRA area, then part of my consumer market will be people, target market will be people who want to live in Ikeja area in the type of property I'm developing. Say it's a 2-bedroom flat, serviced flat, and say they are elderly people who no longer want to be contending with how to put on generator, who is sweeping, who the compound, who is cleaning, security, and all. They don't want to be contending with all of that anymore. They just want to enjoy, the rest of their life in peace, okay? And they can afford something like that. So they want a cozy place in the GRA. They are your target customer. So if you are selling such, or if you are renting such properties, you look out for those kind of people. They form part of your target market. They are there to consume the thing by themselves for their own benefits, okay, for their own direct utilization. They fall into that category. The number 2 market is the industrial market. This is another market where you can get your target market from, okay? And this simply consists of individuals, group of individuals, or organizations who would get your products so that they can use it in producing other products, in producing their own products, for example, or they use it in the day-to-day operations of their organization. They need it in the day-to-day operations of their organization. So they get your product to use to produce the product that they make. More or less, your product is like an input into what it is that they put out as an output. Or it's needed in their day-to-day operation to continue to produce whatever it is that they are producing. They are industrial markets, okay? Individual, groups of individual or organizations who do this. Now, an example in the real estate sector of an industrial market is, for example, companies who need properties, for example, to use as offices, day-to-day operations. So if you are building an office complex, target market, you're looking for organizations. They are your industrial markets, okay? Or organizations who have some staff, local or expatriates, that they must house, okay? They must house them. Okay, the contract between them is that they house them. So they are looking for properties to buy or to lease to be able to put in their staff or expatriates, they are local or expatriates, so that those people can eventually serve them for the purpose for which the organization was established. Those are your industrial market. So when you have a product, you ask yourself, where can I get industrial market target here? Where can I get consumer market target here? Because these are the markets where you can get your target market from. Okay? Number 3 markets. The number 3 markets are called the reseller markets. The reseller markets. These are people, individual groups, and all who buy your product for the purpose of making gain. They are buying your product so that they can resell for profits. They are buying your product so that they can resell for profit, either as wholesalers, bulk buyers and bulk sellers, or as retailers. I mean, they want to sell it in unit and all of that. But the essence of their purchasing your product is not for their use, is for gain, monetary gain, to be able to resell and make profits. So this also constitutes, a market where you can get your target market from. Okay, examples of this in real estate, if you're in the real estate field, is or examples we can say we have people who offtake investors. There are people who offtake as investors. So you are doing, as a developer, you are doing a large development of about 100 units, and so you have somebody come to you, or a group of people or an organization comes to you and say, hey, we want to buy 10 units of this and we want a discount. They usually will ask for further discounts because they are buying chunk, 20 units, 30 units, want a discount. What you as a developer needs to do is to also ask them for something probably more than the ordinary that you are asking the individual buyers. What this kind of people or target market helps you to do is to at least help you to take your property or your project, to a stage where delivery is not in doubt anymore. Performance is not in doubt anymore. They enhance your ability to be able to perform on your project. For that, you give them discounts, okay, because they also make that possible for you. So they buy large amounts. So if, for example, you were selling each unit for, let's say, 50 million naira, ordinarily, even if it is off plan, these guys come in and they say, we want to buy off plan also, but because out of your 100 units, we are going to buy 25, that's 25% of your stock already. We would want to pay you, we want a 5% discount, for example, or a 10% discount, for example. If you can, you negotiate with them, you agree on something that is very good. And let's say instead of how you allow people, ordinary individuals, to buy and pay, say for example 50 million, you say they have to drop 20%, so they pay 10 million naira, okay, and then they spread the 40 million, let's say, over 12 months, for example, if that's how you do it. Now, for the bulk buyer, for this guy who wants to resell, is an offtake investor who wants to resell, or a speculator, you may call them speculators, whatever you call them, okay, wants to resell. So you can say, hey, you are not going to do 20%, you're going to do 40% initial deposit. And the remaining 70% or the remaining 30%, if you are doing, or the remaining 60%, if you are doing 40%, or if you are doing 30% initial deposit, you will pay us in 6 months. Okay, the essence of this is so that we can pump the money into the project and be able to take the project believability to a high level, such that we can then, whatever we are losing or giving you as a discount, we can then get it from other people who will come in as individuals. Say, for example, the consumer market. People will get from the consumer market, or people will get from the industry market. Okay, so we'll be able to now sell to them for, say, 55 or for 60. Maybe as the project has advanced, or upon completion of the project, this is how much we now start selling. The implication is that the investor has made money at the point at which he or she is buying, which is one of the best ways to buy property. Best way to buy property is to make money whilst you are purchasing. In fact, that's how you make good return on investment in real estate. You must make money buying below the market value. Buying below the market value. That's how you make money. So that's another market. And those are the 3 markets that exist. So you have cooperatives, for example, who play in this role. Yes, you can say cooperative actually play in like both the industry market and the reseller market. Why? They buy it to sell to their members, and a number of times they actually put some margin on it for the cooperative. Okay, but the reason why they exist is to be able to provide such benefits, housing, access to housing, and all of that for their members. And so they are set up as an organization to deliver that. That's like a product for them. So they are buying your own product to be able to give that satisfaction to their members, which is their own product. So you can say they operate as an industry market or also as a reseller market. But I mean, these are investors do this, people who buy off plan from you, people who buy in chunk from you and all of that. They are usually people who buy for gain are resellers. Okay, they resell. Sometimes the reselling in the negotiation may even be you as the developer that would have to do it for them, and then the price is also benchmarked. The price is capped, and they say you have to sell at this price. Let's say you're selling to them at let's say 45, for example. So you have to sell at 55 from 12 months time, and you have to, and ours must be what you are selling anytime from 12 months time till you finish selling our product before you start selling yours. So the only opportunity you have to sell yours will be before it's 12 months and then after you've sold theirs. I mean, these are arrangements by which a lot of developers go into to be able to finance their transactions in a way that is sustainable and profitable. So remember again, the whole essence of business is to be able to sell. How to start to sell more efficiently is to identify who your target market is from the world, or who they are from the world of entities. Who are the people that will buy from you? And I've said to be able to do that, you need to look at these three markets. That is where you can get your target market: the consumer market, the industrial market, and the reseller market. I hope that has been able to clarify a few things for you. If you have any question, please feel free to ask in the comments below, and we will be glad to engage you and answer the questions. I would also encourage you, if you like this video, click the like button, okay? And if you've not subscribed for any of our videos, you've not subscribed to our YouTube channel, I would encourage you to click the subscription button and click the notification button. The essence of that is whenever we post any video, you'll be one of the first to be notified that there is a new video that you can benefit from, that you can watch, okay? Please follow me on my social media handles. I will be looking forward to seeing you there. On Twitter, Debo Adejana, and on Instagram, Debo Adejana. It's always my pleasure bringing this to you, okay? And I want to believe that it's also your pleasure on the other side, listening and learning. Let's engage one another and move this industry forward. I remain yours sincerely till I come your way another day in another episode. Debo Adejana, helping you to do what? Sack your landlord. Thank you.